So a couple of notes before we begin. For one, I brought some notes up with me because this is my first time. So be very gentle, strangers. And number two, this beer bottle is actually empty, but I feel like if I drink out of it, it looks cool if I put a comic with a beer bottle in your hand. I saw you sipping water between every joke. Between every joke, I'm gonna.
He's trying to get someone to buy him a beer.
Still empty, still empty. Nothing in there. So are we having a good time or what out there? Huh?
Woo! Yeah.
Sorry for the generic opener there, asking y'all how y'all doing, but I really like asking questions that end in "or what," because I feel like it gets like a better response out of people. Like if you're going out with some friends and you're just like, "Hey, you want a shot?" They're like, "I don't know." But if you ask them, "Do you want a shot or what?" They're like, "Yeah, I kind of want a shot." Or like, "Do you want to go skydiving?" I'm not sure. "Do you want to go skydiving or what?" It's like the mystery of "or what," like it frightens them into, it's like, I don't want to know what "or what" is, I want to go skydiving. Or what? Skydiving is better than "or what." So I got in this like mood of like, "or what" is such a good like way to end questions. And so like, I was at my job and I was having a performance review. And at the end of the performance review, I was like, "Are you going to give me a raise or what?" And then I realized that "or what" only works well with bros. Like, it's only like a bro situation. And so like, then I was like going out on a first date with this girl, and it was going really well, dinner and a movie. And I went to drop her off, and I said, "So, are you going to invite me up to your room so we can have sex or what?" And she was like, "Oh, I don't think so." So obviously that didn't work. Or what only works in bro situations, not in performance reviews or sexual encounters with girls. So, which is really unfortunate because I really like the girl, but the best. This is fun, right, guys? Yeah. That's how we drink. This is what? This is full. That's crazy. Harry Potter. So actually, it was really sad how that ended with the girl, because the most action I received lately was in a bar. I was with a friend of mine, and I feel like my hearing is not as well as other people's hearing is, and so I was trying to hear what he was saying, nodding my head, hoping he wasn't asking short answer questions, hoping it was just yes or no questions or statements that I could nod my head at. And I have two moves when I can't hear people in the bar. But two basic moves. There's the ear lean, where you point your ear towards the person and you kind of you get the full radius of the hearing. And then there's the lip stare, where you combine the voice of the person and their lips move, and it helps your brain process it. So I was with a friend. We were standing near a bar, and guy friend, to be specific here, you'll notice as the story goes on. But I was having trouble hearing him nod my head, hoping he wasn't asking short answer questions. And I went in, I wanted to hear what he's saying, so I leaned in for the ear lean. And then halfway through the ear lean, I decided, no, I don't want to do the ear lean. I want to go for the lip stare. But I didn't cancel the ear lean before I went for the lip stare. And so I went for the ear lean and then went for the lip stare. And our lips grazed each other. And it was a very awkward moment as our lips grazed each other, as the combination of the ear lean and the lip stare. It's made for a very, very awkward moment, and it led to some self-reflection about who I was and what my purpose was in the world. And I just was struggling with who I was, but I got it straightened out. Let me review my notes and see what joke is next. Oh, here we go. Okay. My lack of ability of hearing has affected me in other ways. So I was at work, and my coworker was talking about how her 14-year-old daughter she was having troubles. She was having troubles, and my coworker was thinking about sending her 14-year-old daughter to a boarding school. I was like, whoa, that's really hardcore. Like a boarding school. Oh my gosh, that's insane. She's like, yeah, she's gotten into trouble. She's hanging out with the wrong friends. She's doing drugs. I think she's sleeping around. And I think she might be pregnant. I was like, a boarding school will take care of that. And it was right at that time that my lack of hearing and then my brain connected, and I realized that when she was talking about a boarding school, and not a boarding school, like a school where like abortions are performed. And then my brain went to like a boarding school, like if it was a school for abortions, like would they teach you how to do abortions, or would it be like a school where they perform abortions, and then like I went in this like very much like how when my lips connected with my male friends. Now I question myself. I questioned myself on why I thought a boarding school was a boarding school, like where they abort babies. So I was really confused. I'm a really confused individual, if you haven't noticed. But good news is that my coworker's daughter is doing very well. She's picked up some hobbies, and she's picked up reading, and she reads the Twilight books and Hunger Game books. And I think the real tragedy of the Twilight Hunger Game books, this joke is about 2 years late, but I'm still going to roll with it. Twilight Hunger Game jokes are still in vogue, right?
Harry Potter.
Is that every year these lists of baby names come out, and always near the top, especially with the Twilight books, it's Bella near the top for girls, and it's Jacob and Edward for guys. And in the ideal world of Matt Ladd, there'd be a bunch of 15 to 20-year-olds running around, and their names would be Laser and Nitro and Ice. Because American Gladiators was a fucking awesome show. And I wish it But instead, in like 20 years, we're going to have a bunch of Bellas running around, where I wish in 20 years we'd have like, our president's name would be like Nitro Johnson, or like Storm Buchanan. Like, Vladimir Putin would not mess with Storm Buchanan. Like, you don't mess with Storm Buchanan. Storm Buchanan's a badass. You know that because his name after a gladiator. Although I think Storm was a woman, so maybe Nitro was a badass. Nitro was probably the best gladiator. Let me refer to my list one more time to see what joke's next and take a sip of beer. The list is upside down. I can't read it upside down. Oh, Roy Hibbert. Okay, cool. So Roy Hibbert got in trouble recently for he got fined a lot of money for making a comment, and then he ended the comment with no homo, and it got him in trouble. And again, he got fined a lot of money. He actually had to apologize to Jason Collins, who came out recently for announcing that he was gay. But it really got me thinking that I really wish I was Jason Collins right now, because if I was Jason Collins, I would test the limits of the NBA, and I would have in my post-game conference, and they'd ask me like, oh, you lost the game, what happened? And I'd be like, we just didn't execute very well, no homo, and we didn't shoot the ball very well, no homo, and the other team was just a lot better than us, no homo. We didn't penetrate the lane as well as we should have, yes, homo. So we're gonna go back to practice tomorrow, work on shooting, no homo, work on dribbling, no homo. Then I'm gonna go home and fuck my boyfriend, yes, homo, and see how the next game goes, no homo. And see what happens from there, see if the NBA finds me. If they do find me, claim hate fine, I really need to see my list in my hand, because it's very nerve-wracking, I don't remember. Oh, we got, so, again, I got a question. Is it only labeled a suicide bomber if the suicide and the bombing happens at the same time? Like, so you have like the tragic incident of the Boston bomb. I want to make sure that's a tragic incident. But he bombed, and then we had that manhunt. But if he committed suicide, would he have been a suicide bomber? And then it got me thinking, like, thank God we haven't had any suicide bombers here in America, or at least any human suicide bombers in America, because anyone who's driven the roads of Texas knows that the Animal Kingdom is full of suicide bombers. Like, if you drive country roads around San Antonio, there's deer everywhere, and they're just waiting to suicide bomb your car. Like, they leap in front of your car, and it's insane. Like, those deers want to leap in front of your car so they can go to heaven and sleep with 50 doe. Like, people worry about zombies, but I really feel like they should be worried about Al-Qaeda infiltrating our deer population and teach them how to use explosives. Because if deers ever learn how to use explosives, then we're all fucked. Like, they're gonna suicide bombers all over the place because they all want to leave in front of your car. That's insane. So there's that joke. And finally, last joke. Sorry, guys. Or, you're welcome, guys. Last joke. Because I had. Oh, I'm gonna take a sip of beer. All right. So, I need help interpreting a dream. I had this really weird dream lately, and it was. The dream started. It was a pitch black room, and all of a sudden, a spotlight appeared, and it was on this table. And on this table was my childhood dog, Chauncey. And Chauncey was sitting there, and I walked up to Chauncey, a very gloomy, very dark dream. And I walked up to Chauncey, he's doing great. Chauncey was a pug, he was a lovable pug, he was doing great. And I walk up to him, and I look over to my right, and there's my brother. And then I look over to my left, and there's a syringe in my hand. And it was a dream, so I automatically knew, like, I think this is a lethal injection. Like, this is a really weird dream. My brother said, you have to put Chauncey down. Chauncey's not doing well. I'm like, no, I'm not going to put Chauncey down. I'm like, Chauncey's doing great. He's a great dog. I want to put him down. My brother's like, no, you really have to put him down. It's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And he says, are you going to put Chauncey down or what? I was like, well, I guess I have to now. And so I stick the syringe in Chauncey, very dark dream, and I see the light leave Chauncey's eyes. And it's just a very tragic moment. And I wake up and I'm really affected by this dream, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is really weird. And then I look down and I have morning wood, so I don't know what that means. So help me interpret it. Thank you.